The sidekick is a long-range kick that was given mainstream popularity by the late Bruce Lee. This kick was a favorite of Bruce Lee's, and for good reason. Aside from its iconic appearance, it is quick, powerful, and efficient, while still allowing for relative safety from counterattack. It has been billed as the world's most powerful kick, but we'll investigate that claim a little bit later in the video. This kick has been known to be so efficient and effective that it can be found in nearly all striking martial arts, including kickboxing, taekwondo, kung fu, silat, and even capoeira, just to name a few. So why, of all the variety of kicking patterns out there, is the sidekick so universally utilized? For starters, this kick's uses are not limited to combat. It is also a fantastic way to improve overall athleticism and skill. The sidekick is a thrusting style kick that is delivered from a sideways angle. The alignment of the legs and hips during this kick creates an excellent biomechanical opportunity to fully engage the glutes for maximum strength hip extension. This complete glute activation includes not just the gluteus maximus, but also the gluteus medius, which is a largely ignored muscle that is so important in agility and gait mechanics. This, along with the excellent recruitment of the hamstrings, quadriceps, and adductors, creates a high level of power and an excellent indoor option for lower body athletic training. Not only will this create strength and power, but it will require the practitioner to do so from a single leg stance, challenging balance, stability, and muscle control. In fact, long kicks like the sidekick are known for developing excellent proprioception, or the ability to be aware of and control the muscles of the body. It does this by placing a high demand on the nervous system in a dynamic environment. This causes growth and development in the peripheral nervous system as it claims more and more sovereignty over the muscle fibers already present in the hips and the legs. In sparring and combat, the sidekick has a host of other benefits, including taking the athletic demands on the body to the next level by requiring the body to perform this kick in a dynamic, ever-changing environment, really pushing the athletic gains originally developed in solo training. In terms of strategy, the sidekick is a long kick delivered from a side stance. This keeps you at a greater distance from your opponent while creating the smallest possible target, making the sidekick a relatively safe kick to use against an opponent. It is also a quick and powerful kick because of its piercing straight trajectory and utilization of the gluteal muscles. It's even been called the world's most powerful kick by a number of high-level martial artists. And while this generally isn't a false statement, the truth is, the most powerful kick is usually the one with the best timing and placement for the situation. That said, if kicks were simply measured on a force plate from a standstill, the side kick would usually come out on top with only a few minor exceptions. The most common exception is certain variations of the roundhouse kick. This kick uses rotational forces in the kick that can really ramp up the power. However, there are variations of the side kick capable of adding extra force, further exceeding the power of the roundhouse kick. We'll go over these variations at the end of the video. To perform a side kick, first stand in a split stance fighting position. From here you will take the back leg and begin bringing the knee up into a bent position as you rotate the rear leg forward. This is known as a chambered position, which always comes before the thrust of the kick. Next, you will pivot the rear foot so that the foot points backwards as you thrust the front foot at the target, allowing the hips and kicking leg to fully extend as you make contact with the target. The rear foot must pivot to allow the gluteal muscles to fully engage, as well as be in a much more sturdy and safe position for the knee as the kick lands. Next, you simply retrace your steps and retract the kick back through the chambered position and into the original stance. Though you can also drop the kicking leg down and put it in the front-facing position of a new stance if you wish to advance your position after the kick. This is a fairly standard rear leg side kick and is the first side kick I would recommend learning. Take time in the beginning to really get the basic mechanics down in order to minimize potential injury when moving forward into sparring or more advanced variations. This kick can be done at a low height in order to target a knee or thigh, or it can be performed as a high kick targeting the torso or head. The striking surface can vary, but should either be the heel, the ball of the foot, or the outside blade of the foot. The proper technique is important to avoid injury and fully realize the benefits of the movement pattern, so be mindful to refine the pattern before kicking a solid target. Luckily, there are a number of drills and exercises which can help you form the proper technique and condition the body to make injury less likely. Assisted chambers are a great drill for all levels, teaching beginners how to properly pivot and chamber and helping advanced martial artists refine and condition. To do this, simply get into your stance and put your back hand onto a wall, pillar, chair, or anything solid enough to help you keep your balance. Then pivot the back foot as you lean back and chamber the kick. Return to the starting stance and repeat. Doing this repeatedly will really work the glute medius, and you will likely feel burning after only 20 or 30 reps. Next is the pre-chambered kick. This is the same as a previous drill, only now you will get into the chambered position with the back foot already pivoted backwards with the back hand on the wall. From here you will finish the kick and re-chamber and repeat, never putting the leg down until the set is complete. This helps you learn and perfect the second half of the kick and will really emphasize the glute max muscle. When you begin landing this kick onto targets, it can be awkward for the foot and ankle to apply so much pressure onto the blades of the feet. To adapt to this, you can walk down and back across the room on the blades of your feet. Be careful and only do this to the degree you feel you can handle. After a short time, this becomes very easy and really strengthens the ankle against sprains. Proper side kicking form requires mobile hip flexors and groin muscles. If you're tight in these areas, it will be difficult to high kick and the potential for a pulled muscle will be great. A kneeling lunge stretch is a great way to loosen these up. And finally, test out the entire kick on a heavy bag. Go slow at first, as it's common for beginners to have trouble placing the kick properly, and you don't want to miss and overextend your knee. But once you can place the kick on the center of the bag reliably, you can begin to add power and really get a feel for the actual kick. This is a great way to have fun while getting a great workout and building power. There are many side kick variations, each with its own unique benefits and applications. Probably the simplest is the front leg side kick. This is simply a side kick done with the lead leg. This does reduce the power of the kick, but makes it much quicker and harder to see coming. This is a great way to beat an opponent to the strike if they open up to throw their own strike. Next is the hand down side kick, as seen in capoeira. This is a very unusual side kick where the kicker is bent over far enough to place the backhand on the ground. This keeps the opponent further away, while often creating confusion and a momentary opportunity to catch the opponent off guard. Next is the spinning side kick, commonly seen in Taekwondo. The spin can be deceptive and adds a great deal of rotational power to the side kick. In fact, this may well be the most powerful side kick variation I'm aware of. Joe Rogan is famously known for his ability to generate incredible power from this variation. And while we can't go over all of the variations of the side kick, we certainly have to go over the skipping or hopping side kick, made famous by Bruce Lee. This is another very powerful variation of the side kick, with the added power coming from the quick hop of the rear leg into the kick. Not only is it powerful, but it is a quick and deceptive way to close the distance between yourself and an opponent. On the set of Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee used this kick on a padded Bob Wall, who was playing the villain O'Hara. The kick was so powerful, it sent Bob flying 5 feet back into the arms of a stuntman, and actually broke the arms of the stuntman in the process. Let's hope he was paid extra that day. Well, that's it for the video. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for notifications of future videos. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, check out the link to the kick technique poster for your home gym in the description box below. Leave any questions or comments down below, and until next time, keep moving everyone.